Hello and welcome to Adding and Subtracting Integers. This lesson is pretty much going to be a review of grade 7 adding and subtracting of integers. So we're mostly going to be focusing on smaller numbers today, mostly numbers less than 10, just as a quick review of what you did. So we're not going to spend too much time on this lesson. It's really just meant to refresh what you've already known for this topic. So let's get straight into it. The first, what we're going to be focusing on two different principles here, or two different methods of adding and subtracting integers. The first one's going to be on the zero principle, and we're going to be focusing zero principle with adding. And if you remember from last year, we usually represent positive numbers with red circles and negative numbers with blue circles, kind of like red circles being warm and blue circles being cold. So we're going to use those images from last year and carry them for this year too. So with zero principle and adding, we've got this question, positive 4 plus positive 3. This is a pretty straightforward question. We've been doing this since probably grade 1 or even less. And we've got ourselves 4 positives on this side, 4 red discs, and 3 red discs on the other side. And if I just essentially join the piles together, it's pretty simple. Positive 7, of course. So not too much time we're going to spend on that. We've got adding using the zero principle for a mix of numbers, so a positive number and a negative number, then we're going to see how zero principle really comes to work. And basically what I try to do is cancel each other out, or if you like the way I normally say, by Star Warsing things away, so pew pew, those guys Star Wars out. So I couple up a positive and a negative number, a red and a blue disc, and they cancel each other out, a positive 1 and a negative 1, and I'm left with a positive 1 at the end, one little lonely red disc. Now, number line is a little bit more different. Here I've got a negative 3 plus a negative 2, and my number line is pretty small. It only goes to negative 5 and 5. So I start at 0 on my number line, and I'm going to just move over to the first number, which is negative 3. So I jump over 1, 2, 3 spots, and here I am at negative 3. And I'm going to add another negative 2 to this line. And so I just keep jumping in the same direction because I'm going to continue with my negative number. So I pop over 2 more spots at negative 5. Pretty straightforward. Now when my numbers are mixed like this, so I have a negative 5 and a positive 3, it's kind of the same, kind of different here. So I'm going to start over at 0, jump over 5 spots to negative 5, and I'm going to add positive 3 to it. So it's essentially going to jump over to the positive side from negative 5. So I'm adding a positive 3, I jump 1, 2, 3 spaces to land at negative 2. So when I have two mixed numbers and I'm adding them, I need to jump in opposite directions. Let's take a look at number line subtracting. So here I'm going to start at 0, and I'm going to jump 3 spaces over to positive 3. And I need to subtract positive 4. That's not a real big deal because I'm already in the positive section. So all I need to really do is jump or take away those positive 4s, or 4 positives anyways. So I'm going to jump over 1, 2, 3, 4 spots, and I'm going to land over at negative 1. So this is the way I represent subtracting with number lines, subtracting integers with the number line. And let's see what that looks like when I have numbers that are different. Different signs. So here I've got a negative, just moved my whole slide here. I've got a negative 3, and I'm going to subtract a positive 2. So I'm going to jump over 3 spots to my negative 3. And this one's a little bit strange because I don't have any positive 2s to subtract from my negative 3. So I'm going to defy a little bit of conventional wisdom, and the trick to representing this on the number line is to keep jumping away from the sign of the second number. So this one happens to be a positive. I'm going to keep jumping away from that sign. So I'm going to be jumping away from the positive side of things, and I jump 2 spaces away to land at -5. Now that we've had a whole bunch of practice, or examples, of looking at number line and zero principle, adding, subtracting, now I know you guys are pretty good at that, and this would probably be a cakewalk for most of you, but the important thing to remember is how do we represent it? That's what I really care about for our review. So this is what I would like for you to practice at home, 4 simple questions, so that we're ready for classwork tomorrow. So this is here, the first question, I want you to represent using zero principle and number line, and then the following 2, the subtraction ones, just on number line. So please represent those in your notebook underneath your notes for this video, and I'll see you in class tomorrow. Thanks, bye.